over the past few weeks, I've gotten several requests from several people about graduate scholarship, and that was why I've organized this webinar. And I'm really glad to have everyone joining from different universities across Nigeria. I think I have a few friends from Kenya, from Ghana, and some other part of African countries joining. Thank you very much. So I'll be handing over to the two moderators that will be coordinating this event. I have with me Anu Oluwaposi Ajayi. She's an amazing friend of mine. And also Akomolafe Adiola. She's also an amazing friend of mine. Be moderating this event. So I'll be handing over to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good.
It's nice to see all of you here. I will be one of the moderators for today's section. And like he has said, I'm Akomolafe Adiola. And here with me is
Anu Oluwaposi Ajayi.
So I hope you know today's section is actually going to be educative. And I hope you guys are with your jotters and pen. And we'll be having two speakers for today, two guest speakers, amazing people. The first, I'll be introducing the first one, Mrs. Kudirat Lawal. She's an OND student, OND holder from Polytechnic Ibadan, and also a graduate of Federal University of Technology, Akure. She graduated with first class honor from the Department of Forestry and Wood Technology in 2018, and turning in several scholarship applications since 2019. She recently won 2 forestry-related Erasmus scholarships. So I hope she's here with us. Maybe she can introduce herself.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you. Well done. I can't really hear well. The network here is poor, but I'm trying to, I'll try to do my best. You can continue.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome.
Anoluakbo. She here with us.
I guess a network went off. So let me just help her out. I'll be introducing Mr. Alex Onotunji. He has been an amazing mentor to me over the past few years. And Mr. Alex is currently studying in the University of Padova, Italy. Can you give me a few minutes while I read out his profile? Right. So Alex Bimbo Notunji is a student of the International Erasmus Mundus Master's Program in Mediterranean Forestry and Natural Resource Management, MED4, at the University of Padova, Italy. He has been privileged to obtain various career opportunities in the forestry field, both locally and internationally. So Mr. Alex, nice to have you here. How are you doing, sir?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm doing well. And I'm also glad to be part of this meeting.
All right, thank you very much, sir. It's nice to meet you. So quickly before we head on to the panelist session, where we've gathered several questions that you as a participant has registered during your registration for the webinar. Quickly before we go into that, I would like to invite Mr. Alex to have a short presentation. I think you have his slide to present. Let me grant your access. So a short presentation on what you need to know about scholarship, because I realized majorly many of you have questions on how to kickstart, what is scholarship about, graduate programs, how do you get them at all. So Mr. Alex will be having a short presentation. Over to you, sir. You are muted, sir. You are muted.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel. I want to warn that this presentation was made in a religious and Christian gathering earlier. So I just thought of it now that maybe I could share some of the information on this slide before we go on with the questions and answer. Some might and fact about scholarship. And this presentation was originally authored in 2019, so a lot of things may have gone outdated or that could be updated. I'll just play some few videos. That's what I want to do. Yes, this is the video, number one video.
Yeah, Isaiah, let me bring you in here because the issue of scholarships, when people hear about this, a lot of young people on the continent will be thinking, I would really, really like to get a scholarship to go and study, higher education. I wonder why most don't know about opportunities like the ones you're trying to create with your app.
First of all, every year, 3 billion in free money for scholarship goes unclaimed in Africa. Always, people in this marginalized community, they think scholarship are for people in urban cities, people who have privileges.
And access.
But they're for everyone. So I came to learn the problem is no one has access to computers. But here's interesting that the use of mobile phone is increasing in Africa. Almost every household, there's one person with a smartphone.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity for us to use that. And what we do with Summer App, we go to high schools, we go to universities and talk to students, talk to parents. The second challenge was that young people in Africa, they don't know how to apply for scholarship. Most of them, they talk themselves down. They think scholarship are for those with the highest GPA,
who are qualified,
highest grade in schools. But sometimes scholarship providers are looking for visionaries, pioneers. They want you to have a purpose. Last year, 500 students won.
I was going to ask you that because have people now applied? Have people embraced this?
We have so many requests.
So, sorry, just to confirm, can you hear the sound of the video?
Yes.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Isaiah, let me bring up his can resonate across
the purpose. Last year, 500 students won.
I was going to ask you that because have people now applied? Have people embraced this?
We have so many requests to expand in Africa at the moment. People are saying, can you open in your country, Zambia, Kenya, Nigeria, Botswana, Malawi?
So there's a thirst across the continent, and your app can resonate across the continent.
Yes.
That's fantastic. All right, so there's a young man watching you now, and they're asking themselves, and this is for both of you, where do I start? I need to earn a living, but I'm in an environment that is probably or perceived as not as conducive as it should be, because that is the reality on the continent, really. What would you tell them? What would you tell them, Simon?
I mean, this is what I met a man, his name is called Isaac Malonga. He's a man of God. He told me a very powerful story which changed my life, how I see things. He told me that every day when you wake up in the morning, your voice is a solution. Look around you, in your house, in your family. What is it that you can do to solve the challenge facing your family, your community? And I'm saying to people, we use mobile phone not only for communication and games. A mobile phone is a powerful tool and device. Let's use a mobile phone to think, what can you do with a smartphone to help your community?
Thank you. I'll go to the next one. There is another one. I need to say that this video is an advert from UBA, but I'm not being paid by UBA, but I want us to take some messages from it. It's called the Uncle Thomas Mindset.
Will come and go. Grammar people will remain. So now, many people have become Uncle Thomases, unwilling to desire, believe, or work for a better nation. What will be left for the children of this precious nation if we all continue to carry this Uncle Thomas mindset? Will come and go. What will be left?
Okay, good. So that's just two short videos talking about scholarship. One was talking about how many scholarship people are not accessing, and the other one was talking about the challenges we faced as young Africans, as young Nigerians, and a lot of more other questions that pops up in our mind. So if I would ask our moderator, can I still get like 5 more minutes and I can go on with some of the slides? Okay, thank you. What is scholarship? What does it mean? And what are the perceptions? What is an academic scholarship? Some students, I look at it from this angle, student perception on scholarship. Some believe it's a reward for being a brilliant student, such as first-class grade graduates only. Some think it's a way of reaching personal career goals despite financial limitations. Then others think it's a means to just keep someone busy while looking for a job. Maybe to add a fourth option would be as a means to japa, as the Nigerian people call it. Then other, okay, yes. Then it's a means of running abroad to seek for greener pasture. Some believe it's a waste of time because one will still seek for a job after the education. Some want to use it as an award for their personality and for their ego. Oh, I have this number of scholarship, I have this number of awards and so. It might surprise you that maybe that is the ulterior motive of some. Yeah, for the perception of students, I need to say that as the perception above differs from person to person, it also determines how people try to seek one and the diligence they put in securing a place, that is a scholarship place. What does Wikipedia say about scholarship? Wikipedia defines scholarship as an award or financial aid. For a student to further their education, they are awarded based on various criteria, which usually reflect the values and purpose of the donor or founder of the award. Scholarship money is not required to be prepaid. That is, when you are studying on scholarship, no matter how much was spent on you, you are not expected to pay back, or you are not going to be required to pay back the money being spent on you in any way. And there are different kinds of scholarship. It ranges from tuition-free scholarships to all expenses paid scholarship like MasterCard, then research-specific scholarship, which is actually common in the US and in the UK. We have merit-based, we have student-specific, we have career-specific, we have college-specific kind of scholarship. There, even it might surprise you, there are some scholarship for athletes, students who also combine sport activities with their studies. Some could be like brand scholarships. Some could be like a creative contest. Now, I know some of the questions people have asked in the questions is, what are some of the scholarships that they can apply for? Number one of them is DAD in Germany. Another one is Erasmus. Another one is MasterCard. Another one is Commonwealth. There's the Netherlands Fellowship. There's the Chevins Scholarship. And you also need to know that Nigeria also have some form of scholarship through TED Fund. These are some of the websites. I'll provide them after this presentation. So what are some of the myths? Some believe that it is for brilliant students only, and some meant that they are meant for only financially poor students. No. Some think it's just a matter of luck in securing one and not on merit. Then some believe it is an end to a means, either to occupy time or to see greener pastures abroad or run away from Nigeria problems and system. Scholarship are, some also believe that scholarships are only available outside Nigeria. Some people think you need to know someone to secure one scholarship. And some people may also think you need to pay someone to help you get one. So my question is, how do you perceive scholarship? Remember that you are what you think. Some fact about academic scholarship. It's oftentimes an investment targeting brilliant with leadership and solution providing prospective students. Scholarships are not just meant for financially poor students only. You can never prove only how poor you are to secure a scholarship place. Securing a place is not just by luck. It requires some determination, diligence, and discipline. oftentimes you need to apply to many places to secure one. I think I applied to about 15 or so, maybe 12 or 15 scholarship before I got the one I resumed for. So many students have casted their bread applications on many water, and hopefully they will find it soon. Then some fact also is that many Nigerian students shine as stars abroad, but I usually put this statement in when I'm talking about scholarship, that yes, many people may find it easy at the end of the day, but not everyone is necessarily to run out of the country. Some of the scholarship also have conditions attached to them, such as returning home back after studies, and life can be frustrating even outside the country. Some scholarships are offered to study in Nigeria, and some sponsor students to another country. Many big oil companies in Nigeria like NNPC, Chevron, Total has local scholarship, and you can access them. So don't cast all your eggs in one basket of looking for scholarship from abroad. So I also talk about some story from the Bible, which was talking about the people with talents. So you can secure a scholarship if you can woo the selection team with your abilities, achievements, and personal motivation through writing and possible online interview. Then, in my own perception, only a lazy student will pay someone to secure a scholarship. And oftentimes, such a partial scholarship, like 20 to 50% tuition waiver. And you must also be careful not to go into a modern day slavery yourself, because there's a lot of schemes people will be promising you online, and you can get there, you will get work permit, you will work while studying. It's not oftentimes as easy as they say, because if it is, maybe they themselves should have gone abroad and already enrolled in such program. So I think with these few points, we can go to the question and answers now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Miss Lawa. Hello, ma. Sir, please, can you please kindly share your experience and your journey so far?
As a scholarship student?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think my journey has been quite fine. I've been able to do some things. I'm currently running up my studies, and I've been able to attend 1 or 2 programs. I've held leadership position. I think my education is generally fine. Some challenges, but it's all good from my own side.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, I think Miss Kudrat is having some technical challenge, but while we wait for her, we can proceed with the panel session. So Aniolua, you can walk alongside Osim. Thank you. So one of the questions that we gathered through this survey that we shared with our registered participants, I think I'll be starting with this to Mr. Alex while we wait for Ms. Kudra to join us. So, Mr. Alex, someone is asking that for those who were not opportune to work with NGOs or to build their CV, how do you think they can still prepare for scholarship application?
Okay, thank you so much. One thing about life is that we'll all have different experiences, and we'll all have different opportunities and let me say, the way things work for us. Last year, okay, in 2020, I was the only Nigerian who got a scholarship into my own degree, which is made for. And last year, the only Nigerian who got it is Daniel. There's a very wide contrast between myself and him. I had a lot of maybe international experiences. He had less, but he got better. He was a first-class student. I think he even had 4.9 something, almost 5.0.
Yeah, the best graduating student.
And was the best graduating student in his university. So, whereas I am not the best graduating student in my department, not even in my department. So, you could, I'm not for department, I'm never for faculty. So, you could see that I don't have really any ranking like that from my school. So, it all depends on how you package yourself and what you show forth. You bring out your own strengths in your own application. You try to let them see why you fit that position. And how you do this, is that you are going to read a lot. Nobody's going to do that for you. You are going to read a lot. What I mean by read a lot is that you will have to which grammar do I want? Why I use the word read a lot is that you need to read the website and understand the content. Who is the ideal candidate? What are they looking for in the candidates? For example, most scholarship, especially like in Europe here, they will tell you how they are going to grade the application. They will say 10% for this, 10% for this. So you look at the entire marking structure. You look at where your own strength lies. For example, now, once you graduate, your CGPA is final. You can't go back to the university and say, please, I want to improve my CGPA. Nothing can be done again until maybe when you go for another degree or for masters, for example. So you look at what you can improve on while you work with what you have. That's my own idea and concept.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for that answer. So I have another question here. Do I need to sit for a professional exam like TOEFL, IELTS to apply?
Can you come again with the question, please?
Do I need professional exam like TOEFL, IELTS, SAT to apply for Erasmus scholarship?
For Erasmus scholarship, I would say no. And I will also say yes. The reason why it said so is that depends on the university, coordinating university, the countries, the requirements differ program to program. But generally, you really don't need any other extra examination. For example, I didn't write any English language examination and I got into Med4. And in fact, I could even speak English better than those who wrote. So it all depends. You need to look at where you are targeting. If you are targeting somewhere like Europe, I mean, depends on even the country. I'll give you a very good example. I was applying to Finland. The University of Eastern Finland accepts Nigerian students who studied in English in their country, and a statement from your registrar was sufficient to prove that you can study in English in their own university. But in the same country, the University of Helsinki, Finland, they said, as a Nigerian, you need to provide proof of IELTS. I tried arguing it and tried to find a waiver. They said no, that is the same thing they have put on their website, and they have to put everybody on the same scale. Since I did not meet the other form of waiver, the only way I could prove it is through IELTS. And that's the final. And they are in the same country. So it all depends on where you are applying to, what courses you are applying to, what are your targets, what are your ambitions. Writing those exams will also give you an edge in the sense that adding those qualifications will also speak well of you if you can afford it. Then also when you have those qualifications, it will widen the gap of what you can apply for. For example, in my own days, I was limited to only those things that do not require IETLS. I think
So I have
that
something
is
to
back.
say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, ma.
I will say if you have the opportunity to, if you have the financial capacity to sit for one of the exams, you should, because these requirements sometimes changes. This is why I said that. In 2020, I applied for the same Sufunama, and the requirements only included application fee. But in 2021, it was made mandatory to provide the test score, and application fee was removed. You get that? So to apply for Sufunama in 2021, you have to provide the test score for IELTS. So in 2022, we don't know what we expect. So if you have the capacity to write one of these exams, you should go on to write it. And they are not really, I think is the bill that is chasing us away. It's not really hard as we think they are. I wrote IELTS. So that's what I have to say.
All right, thank you very much, ma.
Yeah,
Then
welcome.
I'll be starting with you, then also Mr. Alex. I think one of the major issues students have had with applying for scholarship, which has been a major challenge for so many people, is the motivation letter. So I think I have a question from someone here. He said, I'm not really a good writer, so I find it difficult to write some of these essays, which is always required to be structured and rich. And at times I find it difficult to navigate through my experience. Can you kindly share pointers and advice or tips that can help me in writing very strong essay? So, Ms. Kudrat, I realized you won 2 scholarships recently, and
Yeah.
I believe you have rich experience in writing motivation letters. So, what advice or general tips can you give to students on writing motivation essays?
Okay, for motivation letter, we have different kinds of writing. Some applications will require you to write motivation letter. Some we want you to write personal statements. Some we want you to answer essay questions, and some we want you to write statement of purpose. They differ. But for motivation letter, they want you to show that you are the best applicant for the position. For Med4, Sufonama, and few other applications, motivation letter was required. But for some applications like Commonwealth, you find them, they already have essay questions. So you don't go out of the questions. But basically, all of them speak for you. These people don't know you. But when they read through your writings, they should know you. The person that asked the question, I think the first thing is to start writing. Write down your past experiences, which should include the academic, the internship, if you have online courses, and what you are doing presently, that should be in present tense, and your future career plan, that should be in future tense. I think that's a major thing. It can be in just 3 paragraphs. You can start with that. The first one should be your past experiences, your school experience, your internship you've done, the knowledge you've acquired that are related to the objective of the program you are willing to apply for. I think you understand that. Then the present engagement should be the second paragraph. Then the last paragraph should summarize your future plan. I think that will help. Start writing, then give to people to review. Edit, review. You will get better with time. That's the advice.
All right, thank you, ma. What about you, Mr. Alex?
I would start from where Mrs. Okay, sorry. From where Madam, which of the appellation is better? Mrs. Madam Alaja.
Use Kudrat. It's Miss.
Okay.
Go on.
Yes. So for a person who think he cannot write or she cannot write, it is the truth is that nobody brings writing from heaven, and writing is a hard work. It's not easy to bring your thoughts together and to bring them to shape. But just like Kudura said, you need to start writing to write better. And one thing you could do for yourself now is to start writing even before you start applying for scholarship. So that will improve your writing and your way of passing your message in a very good light. I will do a favor now. Okay, can I have like 3 minutes or so? I will just go through my own scholarship letter. I'll read it out.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can you, I just want to be sure. Can you all see it, please?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I will read it as fast as I can. Oh, some people's, okay. My name is Alex Bimbo Notunji, a graduate of Forestry and Wildlife with a cumulative grade point average of 3.67 out of 5.0 scale from the University of Ilorin, Nigeria. I wish to express my strong interest in the Erasmus Mundus Master degree in Mediterranean Forestry and Natural Resources Management, MED4. My curiosity and interest in finding sustainable ways of utilizing the natural resources in Nigeria increased significantly during my studies. This inspired me to carry out independent research work with the help of my academic mentor on various topics, such as sawmill workers ergonomics, dolphin conservation, and student career choice. The results or outcome were fascinating and have been published and presented in local and international conferences, such as the 2019 CIBA Network Annual Conference on higher forest education in TU Dresden, Germany. I'm an energetic, creative, and innovative individual who always imbibe diligence to achieve set goals. I am experienced in working with rural dwellers, students, and professionals in local and international organizations. My colleagues and I have secured funding worth 10,000 euros for conducting research and organizing or attending various local and international student events between 2016 and 2019. This has influenced at least 3,000 forestry students in Nigeria and other countries in Africa. My leadership experiences have availed me the opportunity to work in various teams, self-motivate myself and others, and also enhance my ability to work in a multicultural and international environment. I am excited to lead an ongoing book project whose aim is to motivate and inspire young people in Africa in forest-related studies and careers. Okay, I read again. I'm excited to lead an ongoing book project whose aim is to motivate and inspire young people to engage in forest-related studies and careers in Africa by increasing the visibility of career options and young African role models working in forest-related fields, with support from IFRO Special Program for Development of Capacity and the IFRO Joint Task Force, IFRO-IFSA Joint Task Force on Forest Education. My dream is to become a professional forestry consultant and expert after obtaining a PhD in forest science. Therefore, on completion of my master's program, I would like to continue my doctoral program in relevant field of forestry at University of Lleida, Spain, to achieve my career dream. I am very confident that MED4 will equip me with the necessary skills and leverages needed for my future plans to establish a non-governmental organization that focuses on forest education in Africa, while creating a business that sources, processes, and trades non-timber forest products sustainably. Now, before I continue, you see contribution to promote the internationalization of the University of Lleida. This scholarship is from the university, so they said they are looking for who is going to promote their own internationalization. So I said, looking at my academic and origin background in a tropical African country, Nigeria to be precise, I'll be able to share my views on the management and utilization of forests and other natural resources to my fellow. I would also be contributing to the enrichment of tradition and culture to other students, as well as learn from others and about Spain in general. I look forward to promote the university image globally through professional and student networking organizations such as International Forestry Student Association that I belong. IFSA is the largest international network of forestry and related students, with members in about 120 local committees across 52 countries. I currently volunteer as the IFSA coordinator at IFSA Joint Task Force on Forest Education. As fund and time permit, I hope to attend some national and international forest and related conferences to present my research work at the University of Leida to a wide array of audiences, and would like to develop my master's thesis into a journal publication with the guidance of my supervisor. I firmly believe that studying at University of Leida for the MED4 program is a good decision in the right direction to achieve my future career goals. I also promise to complete my studies as at when due and go on to be a distinguished alumni. Thank you for your kind consideration of my application. Thank you.
Okay.
So now, if you look at this now, you might think, oh, it's something I just wrote over the night when the deadline was one day to go. No, I started writing this this letter maybe almost 4-6 months before the deadline. So
Exactly.
for me, I take my time when I'm writing the motivation letter, and I'm going to send it to some of my friends and colleagues who can review them. Yes, I can start a motivation letter up to 6 months. So, that's how far. I don't like to do things in rush. Even if I have to ask for a reference letter, I think the minimum I can give my lecturers is about 1 month or 2 month notice. I can never call a lecturer to give me a reference letter tomorrow. I will never do that. Those are some of my own tips. So thank you.
Wow, thank you. That was great. And I think I want to add something. I think we should all start documenting our process. Like, assuming we are, maybe we volunteer for a program or volunteer for an organization, we should document it. Like, we should note it, maybe in a place, can be on our anything. We should notice, okay, this is what I did, this is what I did, so that at the end of the day, when you have opportunity, you start writing and start jotting everything you've done out. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. That was inspiring. Thanks. Miss Kudirat.
Yes, ma. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Ma.
Okay.
Ma, during the course of your process, during the course of your process, during the course for your scholarship, or like at the point, did you like, okay, let me put it like this. Okay, sometimes we will apply for some things, and at the end of the day, we won't get a good feedback. Maybe like 3 times, 4 times, and at the end of the day, they will say no. You should try back. Have you ever if I ever think of giving up or anything, just say, I'm not doing it again, Jerry. They should. Have you ever think of anything like that?
Well, I'll say I've never given up, but there was a time I had to pause and re-strategize. There was no time I gave up. That's not an option to really give up on your dreams. It has never been an option. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Network is really bad. Hello.
We can hear you, ma.
Can hear you, ma.
Oh, all right. I said giving up, it was never an option. The rejection emails became a norm at the point, but I kept applying. I think that was majorly because I had people who were positive-minded. I surrounded myself with people who were positive-minded, people like Alex too. Alex was there too. for me. There were many people that I've already won, and they wanted me to win too. So the important thing is when you get feedbacks that are negative, surround yourself with people who are positive minded that want you to win too, which is very important. I never gave up.
All right,
Hello?
ma. Thank you, ma.
Good talk.
Ma.
Hello?
Ma.
Oh, you heard me well, did you?
Yes, ma.
All right, I never gave up.
That's good. Ma, is there any time to start applying for scholarship? Maybe there's a best time, or there is just maybe there's a best time to start planning or start applying for scholarship.
Yeah, the best time is when you have all the requirements. You already have your transcript, certificate. I think those are the two documents that you get from school after your degree. Those other documents, you can get them anytime, the international passport, your writing document and all. The two important, when you graduate, after graduation, you can start applying. There's no best time. If you want to settle or to work a little in Nigeria, if you want to marry, I think you need to postpone the application process. You get that?
Okay.
But if you have your transcript and certificate, you can start now.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma.
You're welcome.
Mr. Alex, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Is publication part of a CV or scholarship application?
In most scholarship application, it's not a requirement.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a mandatory requirement, but it's an added on. Because the idea of scholarship application is that you are competing with different people from different places. So sorry, I'm a Christian. The Bible tells us that bring forth your strong reasons. So you have to bring forth your own strong reason. And you have to be like that king who prayed and said, no, I have done this, it's not time for me to die yet. So you need to bring forth your own reason and tell the scholarship body or committee that you are worth the investment, and they will be proud of you. That's just, so if you have the publications, it's good, but if you don't have to beat yourself around it. Everybody does not have the same number of publications. We do not have the same trajectory of things we are doing that we could possibly put in our CV. Though it all depends on how you handle them. So for me, it's not, if you can write it, fine. But if, for example, you are not able to, it's still fine. But you might be limiting your chances because you don't know whether it is just 1 point or half point you use to win the other person. So it's better when you can try, because in scholarship, they are looking for people who are interested in science, in research, most usually. So for you to show your research skills and your science skills, you need to have maybe published, whether in local conferences, whether in journal. They just want to know that you have the capability to write, to think of a problem, and to come up with a writing.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Kudrat, please, can you help us just maybe give a brief about the required documents, though I understand that they vary, maybe general document that you think scholars should prepare ahead of their applications? Can you hear me, please?
The question again, please.
Yes, I
Let me
said,
have the
can you
question
give
again.
a general list of documents that should be prepared ahead of applications?
Okay. Number 1, the university certificate. Number 2, the transcript. Number 3, the international passport. Number 4, maybe those I mentioned earlier, the writing documents, maybe the personal statement or motivation letter, or the question essay answers. You understand? The fifth one will be the fifth. That's the English proficiency letter or the test score. You can get the proficiency letter from your university, and the test scores will be paid for. You can get any of them. Then the sixth one, and those are the major requirements. Those are the major ones.
All right,
Your
thank
CV
you very much.
too, your CV. Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. Now, I want to, this question is only out of, okay, let me say, okay, it's not really out, but it's been, okay. Please, there's always this mindset which students have, that is only science students that have scholarship. Any other commercial arts, they don't have. It's only meant for science students. How true is that?
That's not true. That's not true. We have a number of scholarship opportunities for students in arts, students in commercial side of education. But I think most of the scholarship truly are meant for STEM. There are numerous opportunities for people in sciences. But those for art and commercial, they exist too. People should try to search the internet to really have clue of those opportunities. Maybe Alex has another opinion.
Mr. Alex.
It's just the same opinion. There are scholarships for those degrees or programs, only that they may not be as much. Maybe of all the investment on education, science takes a larger chunk of it. So most of the things goes to science students, but for non-science students, they can also access some scholarships.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ma.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir. Sir Alex.
I can hear you.
So for this Erasmus scholarship, I think it's mainly for the science students, right?
No.
Okay.
No. If you check through just 1 minute.
Okay.
Let's browse it together.
Okay. Okay. I have a link. Okay. I want to browse it. I'll try to paste the link to the catalog on the chat.
Okay, good.
Chat box.
Here is it now. You can see there are about 163 programs.
Wow.
That even there is a program for masters and leisure. Can you see?
Yes, climate change.
Cartography.
For sustainable SDGs. Wow. Low data and active marketing.
Can you see now that there are not only for science students? There is engineering, there is different group of students. For example, now you mentioned arts. Sash. This is media art courses.
Wow.
So if you want, food.
So I've shared the link already.
You
so
see
if you
them?
want to check through to select the programs you are eligible for, you can.
Can you see them? So there are so many. If you want for forestry, forest, ash, this one. So this is for if If you say natural resources now, maybe my own will show up. You see it now, Mediterranean forestry and natural resources. You see it now. So they are for different degrees and the rest. So it all depends on. So then Erasmus Mundus scholarship is not the only scholarship available in the world. So there are other scholarships that are even possibly more funded than Erasmus Mundus. For example, the MasterCard oftentimes does not have limits. The MasterCard, like in most universities, there's one MasterCard MSc scholarship in South Africa. It does not have any form of what's it called? There's no limit. I don't think there's really limits to the degree you can apply for within that university. So it's all about you searching. Thank you, Kudurat, for sharing the link. That's it from my side.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Miss Kudurat. Hello,
I'm
ma.
with you now. Hello.
Okay, ma. I have a question for you, ma.
All right.
Okay. Someone said, is it compulsory to get a fully funded scholarship with a CGPA of 3.53 on a scale of 5.0 with no research experience or publication?
Is it compulsory to get a fully? That's what I heard. Can you
fully funded scholarship.
Okay.
With a CGPA of 3.53.
Very, very possible.
On a scale of 5.0 with no
3.53.
Yes.
Oh, that's a 2-1.
With no research experience or publications.
Well, I'll say yes. But I'll say yes. Yeah, fully funded, like Erasmus. I'll say yes. But the person shouldn't rely on no research experience or no work experience. The person can try a number of online courses. If you have up to 20 online courses, that's a plus, and they are mostly free. So there is no point like many people don't have research experiences but we have research experiences as students. I think we are just not packaging ourselves well. We have research experiences. We spent about 4 years in university, so we have. It's just the problem is how to write ourselves, how to represent ourselves in writing. We have research experiences, and the person can try online courses, a number of online courses. The person can volunteer. That's volunteering experiences. In my CV, I wrote work experiences / volunteering experiences. So
thank you so much, Kudurat. Sorry, I just quickly want to add, it's possible, but if the person have seen a deficiency, I think it's good that the person have been able to identify the deficiency. It's better for him or her to start working on those deficiencies he has highlighted, he or she has highlighted, like the no publication, no research experience, or this. Since you know you can't change your CGPA again, then you can change others.
Exactly.
So the idea is to not only because of the scholarship, but to develop yourself over the years. For example, now, you know, if all I was doing was because of scholarship, now I am already studying for my studies. I mean, I already got the scholarship, then I will rest and I will not bother myself again. But while I was doing that scholarship, you know, I promised that there's going to be a book in my motivation letter. And here is that book. We wrote this book while I started my studies. So the major proportion of the book, in fact, starting from the first introduction, was written while I was doing my master's. So, but if it was because of the scholarship, I was doing everything. Immediately I got the scholarship, I would drop every other thing and just focus on the studies and focus on other things of life. So it's better to be self-developing yourself so that whenever you want to apply for something or you need something, you can always show forth and say, this is my strong reason.
All right, thank you
And
very
again,
much,
I have
sir.
something to say. I have something to say.
All right.
And please make sure we should endeavor to include only relevant informations in our CV. For example, me writing, I worked as a Red Cross official in forestry CV. You should try to avoid that so that it will reach 3 pages. If it is 2 pages, just 2 pages, and all the information correlates, they are related to the objective of the program you're applying for, I think it's better. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, ma. So quickly, before Adeola and Aneolua continue with the questions we gathered from the survey, I think we'll be giving room to few more participants to ask questions, as I'm seeing several hands up right now. So Unduli Nkole, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Quickly, please.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful presentation. Each and every one of you guys have done great. I think my question goes to Alex. Hello, Mr. Alex.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you've answered part of the questions while deliberating. You mentioned different scholarships available. One of my questions, I wanted to say that some of those scholarships, are they not program specific? Can anybody apply for most of those scholarships? But I think that's one that you got. What's the name again? You say Med for so. Is it mostly for people that are, because me, I'm in forestry or specialization? Can any other specialization in forestry, something like wood?
Yes.
Then another question I want to ask, in your statement of purpose, can one exaggerate while writing the statement of purpose? Can you say something as in to make your statement of purpose unique? Can you say something that you've not done? Or can you say something that maybe you've not done it, but you can say you play just to make it unique? Maybe when you don't have the leadership roles. I'm aware that leadership roles play a very important part, but if you don't have it, or maybe you did maybe most of all this workshop, you've attended a workshop that is on leadership skill. Can you go round about it, telling them that you have those skills and stuff like that? Just a way to boost your statement of purpose, to make it unique. Then another question I have is that.
Okay.
There's another question. Yes,
Oh, you've muted yourself. In case
please just attend to our question. I think we'll take other questions from other people. We are trying to time.
Sorry, Nkoli, you will get in touch with me privately later. Number one, you can apply for Med4 if you study forest, and it doesn't matter which kind of specialization you have in your degree. Because, for example, now in Med4, there are different kinds of forestry fields which you can find yourself. I am in social and policy and governance. Whereas some of my friends are into GIS, some are into forest soil, different kind of aspect of forest science. Then also, whether to lie or to exaggerate, I would say no. And I really do not see why you should lie. One, aside for your personal belief in God, the truth is that you will be caught up one day when you say things that are not correct. Because in the long run, while you are being interviewed, they will ask you some of those questions. And in case, like in my own case now, you see I mentioned IFSA like 2 or 3 times inside my motivation letter. So when my lecturer saw it, the person who interviewed me, he said, oh, tell me more about IFSA. What are you doing in IFSA? So I was able to prove my point. But if I was lying, I can't prove my point. And in fact, it was very funny that the last time he wrote to me in an email, so he introduced me to somebody else. He said he's the clinic of IFSA in Africa. He's the representative of IFSA in Africa. as if I'm the regional rep. Whereas not. But what the professor is proud of is that, let me look at the email. I wrote it. So he has spent the last year in Leida and is also very active in IFSA. With IFSA, in fact, is one of the players of the organization in Africa. So that's what he wrote April this year. So, but now, if what I was saying was not truthful, because one of the things you should be aware is that most of the information can be confirmed. For example, now, if I say I'm an IFSA official in the last 5 years, if somebody writes to IFSA, they'll be able to find out and know that whether I actually served in that position or not. So there are different ways. So it's better. Then I think when you improve yourself, you don't have to lie. I give you an example now. In the last 2 years of my master's, I was going through my CV. I've added something worth about 5 or 6 pages into my CV in the last 2 years of my master's. So if I want to apply for something, so why should I lie when I already have enough of things I could present? So that's my own idea.
Thank you very much, sir. So I'll be calling on Blessing. Hopefully, please kindly keep your questions short so we can take more questions from other people. So Blessing, you can unmute yourself and ask your question shortly. Hi, Blessing, you can ask your question, please. Blessing, are you there? Oh, sorry, we can't hear you. I will have to call on Kila Shoadeola. Sorry with the pronunciation. Kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Wait, sorry, can you hear me now?
Okay,
Hello.
yes. Adeola,
All
just give us a minute, please.
Okay,
Go ahead, please.
all right. My first question is, I've heard about something like this WES evaluation. So I want to ask, the first question is WES evaluation compulsory, and what is the significance of the WES evaluation? Then secondly, getting a fully funded PhD from like a supervisor and getting a scholarship from a professional body, let's say from an organization like Erasmus, Shivni, and others. So what's the difference between getting a fully funded PhD from a supervisor, like directly from a supervisor, and also getting from an organization like Erasmus, etc.? Like which one is more recommended? Which one is more better as regards career development? So,
all right, Ms. Kudra, please, can you help us share light on that?
I think Alex can explain that better. I don't really.
Okay, thank you so much. The last question on which kind of scholarship is better, all of them have different purposes and different reasons why they are being put together. So you need to, if this question is better asked when you already have multiple scholarships in your inbox and thinking of which one to decide for. So all of them come with different benefits. So it's just the benefit that is the different. For me, my own goal is, I'm not really concerned about the title of the scholarship as much as my goal is to get a master's degree without paying any tuition fee, without paying any extra fee or something. So if I could get a degree in the field I want, I care less about the title of the scholarship.
No, I think, Mr. Alex, I think our question was about getting a master's scholarship from a funding organization or a PhD through a professor.
It's still the same. Okay, this is it. Okay, can the person unmute herself? I have just one question.
okay, yes, Alex, I can hear you.
Okay, good. What did you want?
Okay, you've actually answered the question. Yes. So what you said was that it's better asked when you have multiple scholarship, and the main thing is not about getting the title of the scholarship. It's about getting what you want from it. So you have actually answered the question. And the first one I asked was about the WES evaluation, knowing the significance of it. I see some person is doing it. I just want to know why and if actually it's compulsory. Thank you.
Oh, okay. For the WES evaluation, I think it's done mostly for US universities, US, UK, and some other countries. When you need it, you will see it on the website of that university that they are request or they asked for it. So it's not compulsory, but Some people also use it as a means of improving their maybe CGPA or something, because by the time you do the voice evaluation, sometimes when they convert this course, you might get a higher grade, better than what you have in your Nigerian transcript.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So I'll call on Kilasho Adeola. You can unmute yourself, please.
Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Kilasho Adeola. I actually have four questions here. Number one is, how do I report my publication that is still under review? How do I report it in my CV? That's number one. Then number two is, there are actually some conferences I went to, but I couldn't get the certificate, unfortunately. Can I include that in my CV or in my motivation letter? Then what if what you have is more than 3 pages in your CV? Are you going to cut that, or can we actually leave it like that? That's the question.
Like how many pages, please?
Okay, presently now I have 5 pages, and they actually have vital information that I don't want to remove.
And I still believe there's a way you can make it 3 pages
1 minute
without removing any information. Yeah, there's a way you can do it. And
all right, Mr. Alex, can you
just be on 3 pages.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kelasho. For the publications in review, you can put in bracket in review or under production. So if it has been accepted and you are waiting for the final PDF copy, that's for that. For certificate-less conferences, you can add them to your CV. Oftentimes, if you really attend the conference, for me, I attend the conference or webinars, I really don't care about the certificates so much, because nobody's going to ask you of them. It's in Nigeria that we are fond of asking or carrying certificates up and down. Nobody is going to be asking you for the certificate of the conference you attended 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So please list them in your CV. Then on the long page CV, you're not the only one in that problem. And your case is even still better. Why I said it's better is that, yes, why I say your case is better is that my own CV now is about, let me see. I'm not going to, let's see, look at the pages.
10 pages.
I think it's actually more than 10. So now
we have your email.
Now, your own case, why I said your own case is better is that in my own case, now if I have to apply for anything, I have to cut and delete. So all you just need to do is look at the format in which you present the CV. If there are so many spaces here, you can try to collapse those spaces. Then also you look at what is relevant for what you're applying to. Because I usually what is relevant to what I'm applying for. I don't just use anything. So it all depends on you. Sorry, my laptop is not, it's hanging for the, okay. It's still loading some documents. So I think mine is about 12 pages or so, I can't even remember. So but what I know is that when I want to apply for something, I cut it down to what I think is required or what is enough for that application.
So all right, thank you, sir. So I think we'll be taking just 2 more questions. We are really far behind schedule, and that would be Ifeoluwa Jai. Kindly unmute yourself and ask your question. Ifeoluwa, are you there?
Okay, can you hear me? Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. Actually, I have 2 questions, but the first one has been answered by Ms. Kudirat in the comment section, where I asked about is it compulsory I write English language proficiency examination. The second one is about the CV. Is there a recommended format to write the CV when you're applying for scholarship? Because I have a lot of template of CVs on my email and on my phone. So is there a recommended format that we can use when writing CVs to apply for scholarship or graduate admission in general?
All right, thank you for the question. For Erasmus, I think for most of the courses, if not all, they request for the Europass format of CV. But for other applications like MasterCard, Commonwealth, DAD, they don't specify. So if you have the Europass format, you can use it for all your applications. But make sure the information therein are relevant to the objective of the program. Thank you.
Yes,
Hello?
thank you. Yes, we can hear you, Ms. Kudirat.
All right.
We heard you. And to add to it, there is only one recommended format. And the
Okay,
recommended
for all. Okay, okay.
No, what I mean is this, I want to make it in a general statement that the only one recommended format is the recommended format on the website where you are applying to. If they say
Okay.
submit your CV in Europass, submit it in Europass. If you don't submit it in Europass, they will delete it as it is entering their email box. So the first recommendation is for you to follow their own recommendation, that they recommend that you should submit it in this format, then submit it in that format. Some other specific, I've been to some scholarship websites where they will give you templates of the CV they want. They will give you the headings of the information they want you to add. So just follow, and they even tell you the page limit, that by the time you finish.
Even for CV sometimes, a motivation letter, they just say a page for motivation letter and 3 pages for, right? That's an example. 3 pages for CV, a page for a motivation letter. So follow the instructions strictly, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so okay, I would be merciful. We still have 2 more people. We'll take that before we round up. Emmanuel James, quickly ask your questions.
All right. Good afternoon, the instructors, and good afternoon, Mr. Eugene. My question goes to Bro Alex. Actually, you were in your motivation later, I saw you specifically, directing your motivation, your inspiration, and this university you want to attend for the scholarship. The leader is it compulsory you direct like your motivational letter to that university? I think can we not? Is it compulsory? You know, we have consortium, we have the different schools that now we're going to do this master there. So I saw you directing one to one leader university. Why? And is that how we should do it? Is it that we're going to choose a university we're going to refer our motivational letter to, or we're going to put more of our interest to do our masters to, or we're going to just refer it directly to Erasmus scholarship at all, giving us this scholarship will be so like this, like that. So that's the first question. And the second question is on the online courses. I would like to get the link of the online courses. If there are places where you can easily just go and do these forest related courses online, I'll be so happy about this. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Sorry for your first question. You're talking about, yes, why I mentioned Leida was because the scholarship was from the University of Leida. So I have to tell them something. And in fact, what was even funny in their own case was when we applied, I think I submitted the original application maybe sometimes around April or so. Then they sent us another email that they are looking for students who will do PhD in their university. And I was like, I already said I'm going to do PhD. But they said it in that email that who will do the PhD in their own university. They now said, if you still want to edit your motivation letter, here is your chance to do so. So I had to modify the motivation letter to target them in particular. So I think one thing I will say about scholarship is about you toasting somebody. If I want to toast Kudirat now, Kudirat use hijab. I will bring out the good fact or the good things about the hijab she's using to make her feel welcome and want to accept me. So it's about you looking at what is good, what is the things what are your matching interests, so that the people can easily connect it and say, oh, it is true, we can provide this. Because one of the things they want to see is that, are they able to meet up with what you are asking for? like, okay, you said you want these skills, you want to learn this topic. Do that university, do they provide that topic? Do they provide that skills? So when they are able to do so, they too will be glad to accept you. So it's about you balancing and check. So, and if you're applying for Erasmus Mundus master's degree, in most cases, they will tell you to say which university do you want to go first and why.
Yeah.
So that is an opportunity for you to tell them, this is the reason why I want to go to this place. For example, now, when I was, for my year one, I choose LEDA, and when it was our time for second choice, I choose Padova. Whereas I can also go to Tricia, I can also go to other universities, but I said, this is the topic I want, and this is where I want. So it's about you kind of bringing it out. Sorry, the second question, I couldn't get it. Someone, can you just give me a tip?
He said he needs links to forestry, online forestry courses that he could attend.
Okay, maybe if you check with me online privately via WhatsApp or something, I can try to provide some. I can't provide them offered, but you can check FAO. FAO provides a lot of courses. UNFF, I think UNCCD provide a lot of courses. RECOFT is also providing some courses, and so many other international forestry organizations.
All right, thank you very much. I think I saw one hand up. Adenike Rashid, do you still have questions? So while we are still confirming that, I would like Ms. Kudirat and Mr. Alex to drop their LinkedIn link to the chat box. I will also drop mine so you can connect with us if you have further more questions. We believe this session has been impactful. So I want to appreciate everyone that joined from wherever part of the country you are, wherever part of Africa that you are. Thank you so much for joining, and we believe this session has been amazing for you. I also want to appreciate Mr. Alex and Ms. Kudirat. Thank you so much for your time and your presence. It's really an amazing time with you. And also to my amazing moderators, Anolu Akosimi and Adeola, thank you very much. Okay, I think Adenike Rashid still has a question. Quickly ask your question while we're on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, scholars. Please, I have one question I want to ask. I don't know if you have talked about it before. What are the ways we can boost our research experience? Hello?
Thank you. Yes, thank you for the question. The way to prove your research experience, or you can boost your research experience starting. Okay, let me ask, did you graduate already? Can you unmute yourself? Did you graduate already?
Yes, I'm a graduate.
Okay, good.
5 years post-graduation.
Wow. So you could start by trying to see if you can publish your bachelor's thesis if it's not too late. Then
that one is done already.
Oh, that's good. Then also another way is you conceiving ideas, looking for people who you can work together. For example, your former supervisor, for example, a team of other colleagues like yours who are interested, who have similar interests. So it's about you bringing out idea that it's about you looking for problem and trying to solve it through your research. So you try to be creative and think of, for example, now the project I am doing for my master's thesis, I actually conceived the project since last year, was it February or April? And I wouldn't do that project until this year. So you could see how far I have thought of the idea and now it is coming to pass. So it all depends on, you need to be creative, you need to read wide, and when you read wide, when you look at around you, you will see the problems around you and see how best you can solve them.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Alex.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, ma.
All right, so quickly we'll be rounding off. If you check the chat box, you'll see the LinkedIn link to link up with Ms. Kudirat, myself, and Mr. Alex. So we are hoping to get connected with you and also get to answer more questions that you might have. So lastly, I would like to inform you that in case you're an undergraduate student or a fresh graduate between the age of 18 years and 25 years, and you are seeking for opportunity to get remote internships or build work experience in any field that you desire. You can check my featured post or my recent post on LinkedIn. I work as a student ambassador for a US company that provides remote internships for students within the age of 18, ages 15 to 25, with different global companies like National Geographic Society, the Nature Conservancy, or Metal, Snapping, and so many other organizations. So feel free to connect with me. So thank you very much. I don't know who would be glad to take a screenshot. Can we just turn up our camera? Let's take a snapshot.
Okay, sorry, before we finally round up, please, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, but it might take an average of about 2 weeks for you to get my response. I don't usually check it. I'm too busy. But if you send me a message on WhatsApp, maybe in less than 5 hours, I should reply you.
Sorry, please, how are we going to get the details?
What is it?
WhatsApp line is in the chat box.
That person, other speaker, and everyone.
Hello. Okay.
No, if she's not comfortable, everybody cannot be receiving message from strangers. So, but if you send me a message, I'll try to respond to you. Please don't send me voice notes. I don't listen to them.
All right, so thank you. Can we turn on our cameras? Let's take a snapshot. All right, I'm waiting. Okay. Hi, Mr. Emmanuel. Thanks for joining. All right, so are we good? 1, 2, 3, go. Cheese. Okay. I think I want to take picture from the second frame. All right. All right, so I'll be making a LinkedIn post and I hope you guys will engage. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming around and I hope it has been an amazing time. I look forward to connect with you all and we can grow together. Thank you so much. Bye.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
The 100 naira.